Hello mathematicians, I'm so excited to be here with you today doing some word problems. Just a few answers to a couple questions that were asked today during distance learning, mostly about the slideshows. You need to go through the slideshows and do the answers like we do every day in math class. So if you want to do it on your whiteboard, that's fine. If you want to do it in your notebook, that's fine. You do need to do it. Okay? You do not need to upload your answers to me, but you do need to do them. It's good practice and it'll help make you a better mathematician. So Ms. Tuzina talked to us about what distance learning was going to be like, and we planned it out, and we were just going to have the first week kind of be like a buffer week. So yesterday all you had to do was the introduction, instructions, and then that little 5-part quiz, little 5 question quiz. I realize that you guys are really thirsty for some math, like you really want math. A lot of you have gone on and done the whole week's math work already, and that's awesome. I'm really glad that you decided that you wanted to do so much math yesterday. But from now on, we're gonna try to really just do the math lesson on the day that it is due, okay? It makes a lot less work for me and a lot less work for you and your parents, and is way less confusing. So next week, I'm just going to release a lesson a day, so you won't have access to the week's math lessons. It'll just be one a day, okay? So today we don't have a super official lesson. We're just going to go over 4 challenging word problems so you guys know what it looks like when there's a math video and what it's like to watch them and do the answers on your own, okay? So what's going to happen is I'm going to read you the question, and then I'm going to tell you to pause your computer or your device, whatever you're watching me on. When you pause, you're going to solve your problem, okay? And then we're gonna go over it together, okay? Once we're done with all 4 challenge questions, I do want you to upload your answers into our Google Classroom, okay? So once we're done with all 4 questions, whether you got them right or wrong, it doesn't matter, just to see that you're trying, right? Like all of the challenge word problems that we do. Okay, so let's get started. Everyone grab a notebook so that you can upload your answers to Google Classroom later. And we're going to start with our first word problem. The first word problem is this. A bodybuilder weighs 5 times as much as Nick. If the bodybuilder weighs 350 pounds, how much does Nick weigh? Let's read it one more time to make sure that we have it. A bodybuilder weighs 5 times as much as Nick. If the bodybuilder weighs 350 pounds, how much does Nick weigh? Okay, scholars, I'm going to get out of the way so you can see the problem. You'll also find these problems on the Google Classroom. Go ahead and pause your device and work on this problem. Okay, I hope it went well for you guys. Let's go over how we would solve this. So of course it's a word problem, so we're gonna model draw it. Not all word problems are model drawn, but when we're comparing 2 things like that, it's a really good idea to model draw. So we don't know how much Nick weighs. We're looking to see how much Nick does weigh. Who weighs more, the bodybuilder or Nick? The bodybuilder, right? So the bodybuilder is gonna go up top. We're gonna, of course, do a comparison model. So I'm gonna put B for bodybuilder and N for Nick. Oh goodness, I'm a little rusty. Okay, and he weighs 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times as much as Nick does, okay? We don't know how much Nick weighs, but we do know how much the bodybuilder weighs. He weighs 350 pounds. Now, scholars, we need to find out what 1 unit is, okay? be careful. Usually when we're finding out units, not usually, sometimes when we're finding out units, we have the bar over here, and that means that we would include the 6 units. This time, we're only including these 5, okay? So to find out what 1 unit is, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we need to divide 350 by 5, okay? So then we do our long division. Go ahead and do it on your own. Let's see if we get the same answer. If it goes into 35, 7 times 7 is 35. 0, 0, 0, 0. I got 70. What did you get? Okay, so then we can put 70 in each of the units, and then we know that Nick weighs 1 unit. So he weighs 70 pounds. Our answer sentence would be, Nick weighs 70 pounds. Okay? All right. Okay, mathematicians, here's our second challenging word problem, and we have visitors from our classroom in this word problem, so maybe you know them. You do. Katya and Vivian go to the store with $100. They buy 4 pineapples for $3, 7 watermelons for $5, and 6 oranges at $2. How much money do they have left? Okay, let's change this to 4. Let's read it again. Katya and Vivian go to the store with $100. They buy 4 pineapples for $3, 7 watermelons for $5, and 6 oranges for $2. How much money do they have left? So scholars, in this question, it's saying that each pineapple is $3. Each watermelon is $5. And each orange is $2. Okay, I'll read it one more time. Katya and Vivian go to the store with $100. They buy 4 pineapples for $3, 7 watermelons for $5, and 6 oranges for $2. How much money do they have left? Go ahead and pause your device and solve the problem. Okay, we're back. Here we go. I'm going to erase part of the question so I can have room for my work. Okay. For this one, I can try to model draw, but it won't make a lot of sense. So if you model drew this question, the more power to you, okay? I'm not gonna model draw this one because it doesn't really make sense for model drawing. But I'm gonna color code each of our fruit here, okay? So oranges are gonna be orange. 6 oranges for $2. Okay, our watermelon, we'll do watermelon pink. 7 watermelon for $5. And then we'll do pineapple, this teal. 4 pineapples for $3. So first, I'm going to figure out how much they spent on pineapples. So 4 pineapples for $3. We would just do 4 pineapples at $3 is $12. Right? Okay. Now let's figure out how much they spent on watermelon. They bought 7 watermelon at $5, which is $35. And then they bought 6 oranges for $2. So 6 times 2 equals another $12. So we want to know how much the girls have left. So if they started with $100, you can start by subtracting each of these one at a time, right? Or you can add these all together and then subtract. I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna add them all together and then subtract. So I know that 12 and 12 is 24. 24 plus 35 is 59. So they spent $59 altogether. So then we go over here to 100. Since we're not really using cents, we could take that off, but just because we're practicing, we'll keep it on. $100 minus 59, 0 minus 0 is 0. 0 minus 0 is 0. We just bring down the decimal point. 0 minus 9 can't do it. We have to go all the way over here. We drop off 9. 10 minus 9 is 1. 9 minus 5, or 90 minus 50 is 40. Okay, so my answer sentence, I'm going to write the girls have $41 left. Okay, this one we are going to model draw. You're going to want to draw this out, okay? It's a really tricky fraction word problem, okay? You're gonna wanna draw it out. Let me read it to you. Sam and Landon made a cake. Sam ate 1/3 of the cake and Landon ate 1/6 of the remaining cake. I'm gonna underline that. That means that after Sam already ate 1/3 of the cake, Landon ate 1/6 of what was left of the cake. Does that make sense? Okay. How much of the cake did the boys eat? Okay, I'm going to read it to you one more time. Sam and Landon made a cake. Sam ate 1/3 of the cake and Landon ate 1/6 of the remaining cake. So Sam already ate 1/3. And then Landon ate 1/6 of what was left of the cake, all right? And then the question is, how much of the cake did the boys eat? You get 100 million cool points if you get this correct. Go ahead and pause your device, and then we'll go over the answer in a minute. All right, my friends, welcome back. You all get 100 million cool points anyway for trying your very best on this, and you just get a pat on the back if you got it correct. Okay, this is a really tricky question. So first, let's start off, even though it might have been circular cake or whatever kind of cake, I'm gonna draw it like a bar, okay? I like drawing bars when we have questions like this because I get less confused. Okay, so this is the boys' cake. This is my model, okay? Are you with me so far? Okay, so first, Sam ate 1/3 of the cake. So we're gonna divide the cake into 3 parts, and I'm gonna put an S on what Sam ate. Okay, now we need to divide the rest of these up into 6 parts, okay? These two need to be split up into 6 parts. Why? Because Landon took 1/6 of the remaining piece. So we need to divide that part up into 6 parts, okay? So I know that 6 divided by 2 is 3, so each of these 2 need to be divided into 3 parts. So, okay, Landon ate just one little slice here. Now, this is the part where it gets a little bit tricky. So we know that Sam had 1/3, Landon had 1/6 of the remaining, okay? But here's the deal. Those aren't common denominators, right? We can't just add them together. We couldn't add them together anyway because Landon didn't eat 1/6 of the cake. He ate 1/6 of the remainder, okay? So what we need to do is we need to break Sam's piece up into 3 as well. So Sam ate 3 out of, so Sam ate 1, 2, 3 out of a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So Sam ate 3 ninths, which we all know is an equivalent fraction of 1/3, right? And Landon ate 1/9. So all together, oops, the boys ate 4/9 of the cake. My answer sentence is going to be, the boys ate 4/9 of the cake. Awesome. Okay, scholars, so I think this is probably the trickiest one that we have. The last fractions one was actually pretty tricky too, but this one is just as tricky, okay? So, it's about pennies for patience and my class and Mr. Long's class raising money. Miss Halverson and Mr. Long raised $2,555 for pennies for patience. If Mr. Long raised 6 times as much as Miss Halverson, how much did Miss Halverson raise? Okay, you do need to model draw for this problem. Okay? Go ahead and pause your device, do your model drawing and your work, and then come back when you're ready to go over the answer. Okay, let's go over the answer. So, who has more, Mr. Long or Miss Halverson? Mr. Long, that's right. So I'm just gonna do L for long. I'm actually gonna do it in a different color. I'm gonna remember the question. So how much did Miss Halverson raise? We're looking for how much I raised. So I'm just gonna put an L for long, an H for Halverson, and then I'm gonna do a question mark down there so I don't forget that the question is, how much did Mrs. Halverson raise? Okay, so Mr. Long raised 6 times as much. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It doesn't have to be perfect. 6. Now, we don't know how much Mr. Long has either, okay? All we know is the total. So I'm going to go ahead and put the total over here, 2,555, okay? If you needed this to help you out, go ahead and pause the video again to see if you can solve it now. All right, unpause. Let's solve together. Okay, so we have 2,555 over here. Now, how many units do we have? Let's count them. Mr. Long has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and Miss Halverson has 1. So there are 7 units total. Mr. Long has 6, Miss Halverson has 1, okay? So we're going to divide this by 7 because we have 7 units. Now this is a long division problem. I know some of you at home are saying yes, because we love long division after struggling through it for many weeks. So go ahead and do your long division and check your work with mine. 7 goes into 25. 3 times without going over. 4. 5. 6 times. 42. 3. We drop the 5. 5 times. 35. 0. No remainder. So when I divided 2,555 by 7, I got 365. So I know that each unit is 365. So I know that Mrs. Halverson raised $365. Way less than Mr. Long. Good job, Mr. Long. All right, scholars. So as always, the point of these hard math problems is to see you guys trying your best. When we struggle with numbers, we learn, we become comfortable with maybe not being able to get all the answers right all the time, and we build our knowledge of number sense. All right, thank you, and I'll see you guys tomorrow when 12.4a will be due, solid shapes. See you tomorrow.